The US-Israeli war against Iran has now entered its sixth week, while the Islamic Republic and the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps IRGC continue to resist. A growing body of research suggests that Iran may lose its ability to wage war within just 3 months. On research from the Institute of Economics and War Studies, several critical factors are converging to undermine Iran's capacity to continue fighting. These include a catastrophic economic decline, the near-total destruction of its military infrastructure, internal political divisions, and the collapse of public morale. Part 1. The economic collapse, a country bleeding out, plummeting revenue, and crushing sanctions. 7. Before the current war began, Iran's economy was in sharp decline. International sanctions, long imposed by the United States and its allies, had already crippled key sectors. However, the outbreak of the US-Israeli war has accelerated the collapse dramatically. According to the research report, Iran's economy could shrink by 60% to 70% during the conflict. The industrial production chain, including the factories that manufacture missiles and domestic weapons, has fallen to its lowest level in decades. After 6 weeks of sustained airstrikes, factories across the country, including food processing plants and other industrial facilities, have been shut down. Iran is now unable to ship its crude oil abroad. The primary export terminals have been destroyed by Israeli and US warplanes. Iranian state-owned tankers attempting to transport crude oil to markets in Asia and Europe have been targeted and hit by US warships. The US military has stated that Iranian merchant ships that did not flee the Persian Gulf have been destroyed, with the number potentially reaching as high as 70 vessels. The mining industry. A last revenue stream. Iran is one of the world's largest producers of minerals, and the mining industry has traditionally been a significant source of government revenue. However, with the mining sector now under attack and export routes blocked, this income stream has been severely curtailed. This revenue is essential for supporting the salaries of the armed forces, and its loss is being felt acutely. President's warning and internal denial. Even Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian, referred to as Masoud Sukian or Ran Masoud Peskov in the source, has admitted that in the next month or two, if the war continues, the salaries of armed forces officers and soldiers will not be paid. The production chain has collapsed, and daily income is now critically low. President Pezeshkian revealed that Iran is facing the most difficult time in maintaining its leadership because of massive revenue losses. However, his statement was immediately rejected by the Iranian National Security Council, and Pezeshkian was forced to correct his original remarks. This incident reflects deep divisions in perspective among the leaders of the Islamic Republic. Last week, Pezeshkian agreed to the appointment of a new intelligence minister, but a top general of the IRGC, General Ahmadi Vahidi, objected, stating that the president did not have the authority to send the nomination letter directly to the supreme leader. The letter was blocked. Observers believe that this internal conflict reveals that the structure of the Islamic Republic is being torn apart. The truth about the National Treasury. Patience warning that the Treasury will only have enough funds to supply the army and officials until May is likely accurate. According to some international research groups, Iran has lost 60% to 70% of its national income. The production chain throughout the country is almost non-existent because factories are closed due to heavy attacks by Israeli and US forces. Even if Iran produces raw materials or chemicals, they cannot be exported because the ships needed to transport them to markets have been destroyed. The seas supplying crude oil to the market have also been devastated. Hyperinflation and the collapse of the rial. Economists say the Islamic Republic has been in a state of economic collapse since 2025. The price of oil on the global market has risen sharply, but inside Iran, the national currency, the rial, has become as cheap as toilet paper. Domestic production chains cannot operate because of the war. The country's foreign reserves have been reduced from $100 billion to just $12 billion, and those remaining are being drained by foreign banks. When the war broke out, the United States froze all Iranian assets in Europe, estimated at approximately $120 billion in cash, leaving them unavailable for the war effort. These assets will likely be held until after the war ends, possibly to be used as reparations or returned to a new government. Impact on the people. The economy collapsed almost immediately after the war broke out. Goods on the open market have soared in price by 300%. The currency has become worthless in exchange for the US dollar. More than 90 million Iranians are confined to their homes, especially in areas where the United States and Israel have been bombing daily. They cannot go out to work or perform their daily jobs, particularly in the capital, Tehran, which is under daily attack. The blockade of the sea has completely closed the Iranian market to industrial products. Shipping is extremely dangerous. The corrupt system of the Islamic Republic, combined with a society full of injustice and suppressed freedoms, has contributed to the crisis. Part 2. Military degradation. The hollowing out of Iran's defense missile and drone losses. According to the US military command, Iran has lost up to 75% of its missiles and drones 6 weeks into the war. Its missile and drone production capabilities have been destroyed because the factories that produce them have been bombed. Missile storage facilities have also been destroyed. Iran's air defense capabilities have been severely reduced. The US military command reported that Iran's warships on the battlefield are no longer operational and are almost completely destroyed. At least 95% of Iran's warships have been set on fire and sunk. Approximately 70 Iranian warships have been destroyed, and an additional 300 Iranian boats and fast attack craft have been sunk. Decline in missile launches. In the first week of the war, Iran was capable of firing more than 100 missiles per day at Israel and US military bases in the Middle East. Now, Iran has reduced its missile launches to fewer than 20 per day. Most of the missiles it fires at its enemies are ballistic missiles launched from ground-based or hilltop launchers. While these are difficult to detect and destroy, experts believe that Iran will soon run out of ballistic missiles. Iran will likely not have a ballistic missile fleet within another 1 to 3 months. Moreover, when a missile is launched from a ground-based launcher, it is immediately targeted by US and Israeli bombers. Although Iran reportedly possessed 40,000 missiles at the start of the war, its missile capabilities have declined sharply. In the first week, Iran launched more than 300 missiles per day at American targets. Now it is fewer than 50 per day. Air defense failure. The rescue mission test observers point to a recent US rescue mission as clear evidence of Iran's degraded air defense capabilities. The US sent 180 fighter jets and helicopters to rescue a missing service member in just 36 hours. The mission was successful. The US rescued the missing person from Iranian territory. The plane was hit by Iranian missiles, but it was observed that Iran had not launched any combat aircraft against the USN. The Iranians launched a vehicle armed with machine guns into the mountains, but the US claimed that the Iranian military vehicle was intercepted by US warplanes, preventing the Iranians from reaching the location where the hostages were hiding. The hostages were eventually rescued by special forces. Although the US lost control of one aircraft, an S-130 military plane that was incapacitated and could not take off quickly, the US decided to shoot down the hijackers rather than let the Iranian army take over. Observers noted that the US launched a ground operation within 36 hours, and no US troops were killed. Iran claimed to have hit 13 Syrian planes, a US spy plane, and an Israeli plane, but military experts see the successful rescue of nearly 180 US aircraft over a 36-hour mission as proof that Iran's air defense and missile defense capabilities have been severely weakened. Inability to compete in air and space warfare. US command says Iran's missile defense systems have been completely destroyed. Iran is not capable of using its Russian-made S-30 or S-400 missile defense systems or any Chinese-supplied systems to shoot down US and Israeli warplanes. This is one factor showing that Iran is not capable of competing with the US in air and space warfare. Ground war challenges. If a land war were fought, it would be a disaster for Iran. The Iranian army, armored forces, and artillery may not have the ammunition to fight because artillery shells have been destroyed by Israeli and US warplanes. If Iran's artillery shells are destroyed, it would be difficult for Iran to attack US ground forces. The US, if it were to attack on land, would likely deploy hundreds of units from carrier ships to invade Iranian territory. Part 3. Internal political divisions. The regime cracking from within. The conflict between President and IRGC observers have noted a growing internal conflict between President Masoud Pezeshkian and the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, General Ahmadi Vahidi. Vahidi is waging a war of attrition against the elected government of the Islamic Republic. This internal division is a sign that the regime is cracking under the pressure of war and economic collapse. The death and incapacitation of Supreme Leader. According to the latest reports, Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, referred to as Matanai, in the source, has lost his memory and is now unconscious. He remains inside Iranian territory, not in Russia as some media outlets have reported. He is internally displaced. If true, this would represent a catastrophic leadership vacuum at the highest level of the regime. Loss of commanders and strategists. The Islamic Republic is also experiencing an increasing loss of senior generals and commanders. Up to 50 high-ranking leaders and as many as 100 commanders may have been killed. The regime's defense has been severely damaged by the deaths of top leaders, including the most famous strategist of the Islamic Republic, Ali Larijani, referred to as Ali Lion, described as the right-hand man of the supreme leader, who died last week. This has led to a sharp decline in the resources and prestige of the Islamic Republic. Predictions of collapse. Observers predict that the division within the leadership of the Islamic Republic will likely result in a complete collapse within 1 to 3 months. The war crisis and the economic crisis are accelerating this process. Part 4. The human factor. Are people ready to receive hatred of the regime? According to intelligence agencies, more than 80% of the Iranian people hate the Islamic Republic and do not support what they view as a brutal dictatorship. The regime has long suppressed freedoms, enforced strict religious codes, and crushed dissent with violence. The January 2026 uprisings, which saw up to 6 million protesters take to the streets, demonstrated the depth of public anger. The potential for internal revolution. Observers and analysts believe that if the war continues for several weeks or 2 to 3 months, Iran's economy will truly collapse. If the economy collapses, the support system of the Islamic Republic may also find its end. Intelligence agencies predict that the Islamic Republic will not collapse immediately, but an internal revolution may break out. If an internal revolution breaks out, the Iranian people will rise up alongside the military forces of the United States and Israel to overthrow the 47-year-old regime of the Islamic Republic. Conclusion. A 3-month window. Convergence of economic collapse, military degradation, internal political division, and widespread public hatred for the regime suggests that Iran may lose its ability to wage war within 3 months. The economy is bleeding out, losing 60–70% of its revenue. The military has lost 75% of its missiles and 95% of its navy. The leadership is divided, and the supreme leader may be incapacitated, and the people, long oppressed, are waiting for an opportunity to rise. The only question is not whether the Islamic Republic will fall, but when and what will replace it. The United States and Israel continue their bombing campaign. The clock is ticking, and for the regime in Tehran, time is rapidly running out.